Imagine this. Deep inside the Japanese Alps, 1,400 meters of solid granite pressing down on you like the weight of the planet itself. A single drill head, the size of a house, is chewing through rock that's been untouched for 300 million years. One mistake, and billions vanish in an instant. This isn't science fiction. This is happening right now. And the prize? A train that never touches the ground, that hits 603 kilometers per hour, and will one day shrink the distance between Tokyo and Osaka to just 67 minutes, while your train back home crawls at a fraction of that speed. How? This is how Japan is building a $72 billion train that flies through a mountain. Right now, in the United States, the UK, and Australia, high-speed rail is a punchline. California's bullet train, years late, billions over budget. Still nowhere. Britain's HS2, slashed to pieces. Australia, still dreaming. But Japan? Japan looked at its crowded islands, its earthquakes, its mountains, and said, "We're not slowing down. We're going faster than anyone on Earth has ever gone." They're spending more than the GDP of some small nations to connect 3 of the world's biggest cities with a train that literally floats on magnetic magic. And 86% of that entire route disappears into tunnels carved straight to the hardest rock on the planet. Why? Because in Japan, time is everything. And this train is about to rewrite the map. Picture Tokyo Station at rush hour. Millions moving like blood through veins. Now imagine cutting that journey to Nagoya from 90 minutes to 40. That single promise lit the fuse in the 1970s. Japan's engineers had already perfected the Shinkansen, the bullet train the world copied. But they wanted more. They wanted a train with no wheels touching rails at top speed. No friction, no limits. So they bet everything on a technology almost no one believed could scale. Superconducting magnetic levitation. The question everyone asked back then, can you really make a 300-ton train float like a ghost? The answer was about to change everything. Watch this. Liquid helium, colder than outer space, floods coils of superconducting wire. The current never stops. It creates a magnetic field so powerful it can lift an entire train 10 centimeters off the guideway permanently. No wheels, no contact, just silent, frictionless flight. At 500 kilometers per hour, the train doesn't even feel the curves. It glides. But here's what almost broke them. To generate that field, the train carries its own superconducting magnets cooled to minus 269 degrees Celsius. One leak, one power failure, and the whole thing crashes back to Earth at highway speed. They tested it anyway. On a 42-kilometer test track in Yamanashi, the L0 series hit 603 kilometers per hour, faster than a Formula One car, faster than a jet on takeoff. And it did it in complete silence. But speed was never the hard part. The mountains were. Hold on. If this technology is so perfect, why has the price tag exploded from $9 billion to $72 billion? And why is the opening now pushed back years? Keep watching. Now descend with us. 1,400 meters straight down. Darker than night. The Southern Alps Tunnel. 25 kilometers long. The deepest railway tunnel ever attempted on Earth. Giant tunnel bore machines, each weighing thousands of tons, grind forward at a crawl. The rock here is ancient, brittle in places, fractured by millions of years of earthquakes. Every meter forward reveals surprises that no surface survey could predict. Engineers had to redesign the tunnel cross-section on the fly. Bigger supports, more reinforcement, millions of extra cubic meters of rock to haul out. And that's just one tunnel. The entire Tokyo-Nagoya line, 246 kilometers of tunnel, 86% of the route buried. They're not just building a railway. They're carving an underground superhighway through the spine of Japan. Here's the number that still shocks even the engineers. Every single year of delay adds billions more in costs. Inflation, labor, materials. The price tag didn't double by accident. It doubled because Japan refused to cut corners on safety in the most seismic country on Earth. But building the machine was only half the story. Halfway through construction, they discovered something far more dangerous than the rock. The ground itself was moving in ways no computer model predicted. Soft soil under Nagoya Station started heaving upward from water pressure. Entire sections of tunnel had to be reinforced again. And then politics. One governor in Shizuoka simply refused to let them remove the excavated dirt. For years, the entire project stopped. A $72 billion dream, held hostage by one man's signature. Japan's biggest infrastructure project since the Shinkansen frozen in time. What did they do next? Zoom out now. Shinagawa Station in Tokyo. They're carving an entire new underground city beneath the world's busiest bullet train line without ever stopping the trains above. 4 tracks, 2 platforms, 10 years of work, all while millions of passengers race past overhead, completely unaware. In Nagoya, They're sinking foundations so deep, they had to invent new ways to fight groundwater pressure that could literally push the station up like a cork. Every station, every viaduct, every single meter of guideway, engineered to survive an earthquake that would flatten ordinary buildings. This isn't just a train line. It's Japan's insurance policy against the next big one. And the cost of that insurance? 11 trillion yen and climbing. Here's the part almost no one talks about. While the West argues about whether high-speed rail is even worth it, Japan has already tested this train thousands of times. It has never derailed, never crashed, and it floats so smoothly you can balance a coin on the floor at full speed. So why does the world still doubt it? Now step inside the factory. Workers in clean suits assemble the next generation of L0 series carriages, each one packed with its own cryogenic cooling system, each one carrying magnets that will lock onto the guideway like invisible hands. The train itself is a masterpiece of lightweight carbon composites and precision Japanese engineering. When it finally enters service, it will carry hundreds of passengers in absolute silence at airplane speeds on the ground. No turbulence, no delays from weather, just pure, relentless forward motion. Picture the moment, 2035 or whenever the final political hurdles fall. The first commercial passengers step aboard at Shinagawa. The doors close, the magnets engage, and with zero vibration, the train lifts. Then it accelerates, smoothly, silently. In 40 minutes, you're in Nagoya. In 67, you're in Osaka. The Japanese Alps? You never even saw them. You flew straight through them. This is not the future. This is Japan, right now, refusing to accept that anything is impossible. While the rest of the world debates, delays, and downsizes, Japan is quietly building the fastest, safest, most earthquake-proof transportation system humanity has ever seen. A $72 billion bet that says distance no longer matters, that mountains are no longer barriers, and that the next century of travel will float on magnets. This is engineering at its absolute limit. This is what happens when a nation decides to lead instead of follow. If you're as blown away as we are by what human ingenuity can achieve, hit that subscribe button right now. Because next time we're going even deeper, inside the factories, the test tracks, and the minds of the people who refuse to slow down. Turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what Japan builds next, because the future isn't coming. It's already flying through a mountain.